Ladies and gentlemen, DC Boxing Legends podcast. Today, I have a special guest, ladies and gentlemen. Out of the 100-something amateur fights that I had in my young boxing career, this name will always be in the back of my mind forever, ladies and gentlemen. My first ever opponent, my first ever time stepping in the boxing ring in front of an audience. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the great Dwayne Blunt. How's it going, brother?
How you doing, my brother?
How you been, man?
I've been cooling, man. Living life, man. Happy, blessed to be here.
Man, yes, indeed, brother. So today we want to talk about your boxing career, your life, your legacy, and your contributions to the sport of boxing, man. And we will definitely later down talk about the injustices and the ways in which in the 90s were.
Right. He know what I'm talking about. I remember one time I was watching Channel 8 News. I was on House of Rest.
Okay.
He was doing a broadcast. He had a fight coming up.
Okay.
Just like the highlight that this man remember me, man. I can't believe what he said out his mouth.
That's what's up, man. That's dope.
So people ask me, they say, call in, you want free tickets. This years I'm talking about, I ain't seen Top in so long.
Right.
So then I called through. I just want to see if I would get through. Guess what?
You got through.
I got through.
That's what's up, man.
They asked me, man, what do I know that I undressed him? Oh, you know him. And I couldn't believe what that man said on his mouth. When I finally even told him my name, I didn't even tell him my name.
Right.
And he said, man, I know who that is. That's Dwayne Blunt.
That sounds like Chop. Chop don't forget nobody, man.
Man, I couldn't believe he said that. Man, it made my world, and I won them tickets. And I said they had a lot of my PO, y'all. This how much I love boxing. I told my PO, man, look, man, my daughter having a cheerleading conference at the American Arena on VA. She let me go. And I went out there, bro, see Chop. Man, I love that, man.
That's what's up, man. So, your amateur career, man, you had over, 100-something amateur fights?
Yeah, I'm over 100, man.
Tell me some stories about the 90s, man, and the 80s, because you started in the 80s. And explain that experience back then boxing, man, and the boxing scene in the Washington, D.C. area.
Back then, man, in the 80s, man, like the 80s and the 90s, man, when we was playing sports, man, I didn't really I know people was dying and all that, you know what I mean, whatever the case in DC, but I didn't really experience it because, like, the dudes back then, the OGs, we was so much in sports, like, you know what I mean, like, I grew up with Fat Rat. They used to have us fighting, man, in Greenway, man, with gloves on, man.
See, if you listen to any of my past podcasts, man, Fat Rat and them was the reason for me boxing. So, Fat Rat is the reason for a lot of us boxing, man.
What? That man Bird was talking. I can't be real. I say, man, we had to fight. Man, I was scared of that man.
Yeah, that man.
I never been scared of that. No,
let me tell you something. he had in the younger group of guys. This brother had jokers terrified, man.
What?
And I'm talking about with the hands.
Yeah, literally, just with the hands, bro.
Yeah, jokers terrified back then, man. But, name some other great fighters, man, that you came up with, man, and so the people know, get an idea, knowing names and because it's gonna be a lot of fighters that they never heard of that's gonna be on a podcast, man, such as yourself, and name some other guys out here that's reputable, very great fighters, man.
I know a guy, man. You know what I mean? Like, you gave me the passion when I seen boxing, right? His name Telly.
Okay, you know what I mean? Yeah, Telly, old face, yes indeed.
I remember him grab me one time. I'll never forget. I see you coming, I see you coming up. And guess what? I'm talking about passion of boxer, right?
Yeah.
And if you fought in Kenilworth, everybody remember this. I remember he got robbed.
Yeah.
And chairs was when I put him up. The chairs was I'm like, damn, they're passionate about that.
Yeah.
And I said, my family haven't seen me fight not one time.
Wow.
That's deep.
So, explain yourself growing up, man, and how that affected you. You didn't have nobody come see you fight, and what was how that feel to you, man, and explain why that happened.
why that happened. The broken black communities, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Not, you know, really staying in touch, man, with these young kids, man. Man, like literally in their lives, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel as though, man, I was missed, you know what I mean? But it's a lot of great fathers that ain't missed that touch, man. Like your father, Lindale, like Greg, Mr. Jackson, man. I can just go on and on and on. And Gary, like literally, like them are great dudes. They
were fathers really, too, man. Yes, and
yeah, man. I'm talking about the greatest fathers. And my father, his name Greg.
Okay. Yes, indeed. Good dude, man. Good brother there, man. Brother Greg, man. Fly guy, man. Wavy head fly guy.
Gold chains, man.
Gold chains, rings.
Batman uniforms. Man,
but you know,
about being a kid.
And you know, you went to Midtown, right? And before I was boxing, years before, like in 90, or 91, they would always talk about y'all up Midtown, man, and how y'all used to do y'all little moves and how y'all would fight, man. They said Midtown, the best thing in DC for the youngest at that time, man.
And I guess how I got up Midtown. This is so deep, right? I got up Midtown, right, because, you know, I ended up going to the shelter, man. So grew up in the shelter system. And I went up there, man. He was on Chapin Street. And I was walking down the street, me and a dude named Malcolm. He used to box with me. And I seen him. I was like, man, I used to box with him. I'm explaining to him. He said, you really should come back in tomorrow. I came back in tomorrow. Dean put some gloves on me.
Okay.
Him and Greg watched me fight. Greg asked me, do you want to be in the tournament? We got a tournament coming up for 3 weeks. Do you want to fight? I'm like, heck yeah.
Yes, indeed.
And I was fighting the Golden Glove tournament for my first fight up there in 3 weeks.
Wow. You remember who you fought?
I fought a guy named Rodney. I grew up, Rodney. I'm going to tell you.
From Greenway?
Dude. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you, this is who I grew up with. Fat Rat.
Yes, indeed.
Dwayne.
Okay.
Rodney Raymond.
Yep.
Gerald.
Yes, and Kevin Ford. Mo. Phil.
That's who I grew up with.
Yes,
Burrington Smallwood.
Burrington, that's my man. I grew up with all them same dudes.
All of us come out of Greenway.
Yes, indeed, man.
Burrington.
So how was that fighting somebody from the same neighborhood you grew up in, man?
Shit, back then, man, we were just fighting, man. I was trying to fight, man. It wasn't even about trophies, man. I want, man, be accepted in there like that.
So what was the results of that fight, man?
Me, all that fighting?
I'm talking about against Rodney. Who won that one? Not Rodney. Rodney, who was it? Yeah. Who won the
Rodney,
fight?
My first fight, I beat Rodney. Burns, and he touched on that. I dropped him a couple of times. I think I stopped him my very first fight.
Okay.
I think it went the second round.
Okay.
I stopped Rodney.
Okay. Yeah, man. Good dudes, man. I remember them guys, man. Rodney, good man. He was from Kimball all the way down, man. I knew them dudes since then. Most of y'all that went to a certain pass, y'all didn't go to the middle school because y'all had went to Woodson. We went to
I went to College Woodson.
Oh, you went to Woodson? Yeah, y'all went to Woodson. We went to Sue's.
I went to Weatherless.
You went to Weatherless. Y'all went to Weatherless, Sue Woodson. See, all us went to Sue's and Kimball that lived past Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Those that lived past Crawford went to the other schools, but
yeah, I was kind of lost when I moved. I was like, damn, they right here, but we was all like so close to each other.
Exactly, man. That's because Silas Ford, the same thing. He was going to Woodson at one point. Then they closed Woodson down, and he came to Sousa with us. Because
Silas Fortune too.
Okay, yeah, Silas, that's my brother. That's like my brother right there, man. That is my brother.
I put him in the ring.
Okay, did you know he switched over and came to Hillcrest, man?
I know.
And in '94, he won the national before all of us.
I've already hit.
He won it before us.
But it's so many great unknown amateur boxers that's crazy.
Yes, indeed. What do you remember Shaky and Lower Man?